I'm Lindsey Dawson. Welcome to Letters to Lindsey. This week's show is a bit different. It's nearly Christmas and you're thinking about all the planning and shopping that can make this time of year so stressful. Well, there's no need to let it drive you crazy. Christmas can be an opportunity to really make a difference. You can make people feel good and that makes you feel good. Win-win all around. So today I'm chatting with 4 guests who have great ideas on how to make this Christmas a winner. Lifewise is a community agency launching new ways of solving challenging social issues and helping vulnerable people of all ages. They have a terrific Christmas gift idea on the go. 4 different presents you can buy that'll bring lots of pleasure to needy people in our community. Leslie Minette Johnson, Lifewise's Development Manager, is here to tell us about how you can help. Welcome, Leslie. It's great to have you in the studio this evening. So tell me about these lovely 4 presents that people can buy.
Well, Lifewise has created a small range of life-giving gifts which make a difference to New Zealanders in need. We have 4, one focusing on children. That's around giving foster children access to out-of-school activities.
Out-of-school
activities. We, every day we have around about 30 Auckland children living with our foster caregivers, and they do an incredible job. But they tell us that they'd love to give those children the opportunities that their own children have. Yeah. So that's being able to go to dance lessons.
It's mainly financial, isn't it?
Yes, they would struggle to find the money to be able to do that. So it's a barrier, basically, to those children fitting into the foster care environment. And as an organisation, we'd love to support them to be able to send the foster children to dance lessons, to get involved in the sports team. Yeah. And this wonderful gift, the gift of lessons as part of the life-giving programme, means that people can support us in that.
That's fabulous. And so, of course, with each of these gifts that we'll go through the next 3 too, when you buy one, you get, a card that you can give to the person on whose behalf you're doing this lovely thing, or an email, or how does that work?
Absolutely. We will send a card to the person who has bought the gift, and they can then pass that card on to their friend or family, the person that they bought that gift for.
Right. And so how much would it be for the foster children out of school fund?
That's one of the intermediates priced. It's $50.
Okay. And so number 2?
Number 2 is, we have 2 to support older people in the community. Lifewise does a lot of work with older and disabled people, who allowing them to stay in their own homes. So we have the gift of cheer. This is a very simple gift, and it's also it's priced at $20. And this is around the simple act of giving an older person who's living on their own in the community a bunch of flowers. And that's really just about saying, hey, there's somebody who's thinking about you.
That's lovely. So would those flowers be delivered before Christmas, after Christmas? How does that work?
Before Christmas. We have, our caregivers are going out every day to visit these people, so it's no problem to pop a bunch of flowers in as well.
And $10 is doable, isn't it, for
20, yes.
a lovely treat?
Absolutely.
20. Yes, sorry.
Absolutely.
And and the second one for the older people?
It's around giving an outing. We support older people to stay in their own homes, but we're also conscious that by doing so, many of them won't actually mix with other people. They'll be quite isolated in their own homes, and that's a challenge. So we have the gift of an outing, and this will enable one of our wonderful home caregivers to take a group of 4 older people out for a special morning tea. A chance to mix and mingle with other people.
So it'd just be a lovely local cafe somewhere not too far away.
Absolutely, that's right. But it's a chance to make friends, and so that, to minimise that isolation.
Yeah, and the price of that?
$70.
Right. Last one coming up.
It's a gift around our work with homeless people. We have a huge service for homeless people which has changed significantly over the years, and is really now focused primarily on getting people off the streets and into a home as quickly as possible. And so the last gift is a gift of a new start. It's a starter pack for a homeless person moving into a place of their own. So it's around basic essentials and also the support staff that they require to make that transition.
Gosh, and that must be substantial price that? It sounds like something
price that
big.
as 100.
Yes, okay. Well, that's still not too big for giving somebody such a chance.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
What's the estimate of how many homeless people there are in Auckland?
It's a really hard figure to arrive at. There are some street counts that are done every year, but that's a really crude estimation, and that sort of says that there's around about 100 to 150 people living on the streets or sleeping on the streets within a 3-kilometre radius of the Sky Tower. So it's really just a quick snapshot,
yes.
and it's a very crude figure.
Yeah. Now, of course, recently, I mean, you really came to my attention. I have to confess, I didn't know much about Lifewise before, but you really came to my attention with your recent campaign where you've got celebrities and well-known people to go out and sleep on the street. So tell me how that came about.
Well, the Big Sleep Out, the Lifewise Big Sleep Out, was primarily a fundraiser for the work we do with homeless people, and it's really allowed us to move our service and close our soup kitchen and open a new community cafe on the K Road. And I'd encourage anybody to pop into 453 K Road and get a really good cup of coffee.
Right.
You know, it's a chance for homeless and non-homeless people to access food in the same environment.
So why? I mean, the soup kitchen is an age-old idea, isn't it? Probably goes back to Dickensian times. Was it just not working anymore?
Well, it's an outdated model, and
yes.
it was a model that we weren't comfortable with. It's institutionalised.
It sounds pretty horrible, doesn't it? Going in for a cup of soup and a piece of bread or something.
You have no choice about what you eat. You have no choice about when you eat. Sorry. The cafe really just turns that on its head, and it's about. So the Big Sleep Out.
And I guess you can offer slightly sort of healthier, bit of salad and fruit and things
Absolutely.
like that too, which a lot of these people must be missing.
That's right. There's more range.
So tell me about Lifewise. Where have you sprung from?
Well, we've been around for a long time, but people might know us as the Methodist Mission. A couple of years ago, we changed our name to Lifewise, really to reflect the way in which we've changed our work, away from a handout to a hand up.
Yes. And so how do you see the need for services like this in the community? Is it about stable, or is it growing all the time, the need to be helping people who are vulnerable or having a tough time? Or
Well, there are pressing social issues that we're dealing with every day, you know, like child abuse and homelessness and older people living in isolation. But we also work at a bigger community level as well as providing services to specific people. We believe that by strengthening communities as a whole, we can actually, that can be an antidote to some of the social issues that we're facing.
And I gather you've got some Neighbours Day coming up or something?
Yes, in 2009 we launched and championed Neighbours Day in Auckland as a pilot project, really to focus people on the value of knowing the neighbours and the way that that can strengthen the communities and strengthen those community connections. And we're now working with organisations such as Inspiring Communities and Methodist missions throughout the country to make Neighbours Day something that every New Zealander can get involved with. And that's going to happen in March 2011.
Yeah, the whole street party movement seems to be growing, doesn't it? I
Well,
guess that can be part of this as well.
Absolutely. It's a sort of, we're sort of refocusing, I suppose, on some of those things that have happened in the past.
Yeah, well, it's really good to see a scheme like this happening, I mean, with the Christmas present idea, locally, because there are plenty of organisations doing presents for people in need overseas. So this is a great way for people to give at home and give a meaningful gift. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Lindsay.
That's our show. Now, any minute, the school bell will ring for the last class of the year, and all your lovely kids will be released for 6 weeks to do what? We know you're really eager to find good stuff to do that doesn't break the bank. Next week, we'll tell you about a ton of things to keep the kids occupied and happy. Bye for now.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.